I'm Michelle Lynch and I'm a founding director with Crannagh International Trade and Business Services.
I'm Michelle Lynch. I'm also a founding director of Crannagh Co International Trade and Business Services. What we do is we advise international companies who are importing into Europe or exporting out of Europe on their customs and trade requirements. We provide a wide range of advice in relation to customs, excise and international trade. And that can range from either advising multinationals who are importing goods into Europe and need to do so in the most cost-effective manner, to companies who are exporting into a new market and are facing trade barriers, to importing a plane or a helicopter. We import the widest number of planes and helicopters in the UK and Ireland and provide a full end-to-end service in terms of dealing with the pilots, dealing with customs, dealing with the logistics companies and ensuring that the plane arrives smoothly and also with as little tax attached to it as possible.
Ours is a very unique business. We're trade specialists, most especially handling international trade. That means on a global basis. We're eliminating borders and barriers to various companies, and what we have to ensure is that we stay on top of the legislation for these companies. Now what we have done is we have based our model on a US type company, and in that we specialise having industry trade people work for us. That means that they go out into the industry, they understand the nuances of the business and are prepared then to discuss the technicalities of the company depending on the product, and we handle a wide range of products. Those products could be pacemakers, they could be alcohol, they could be airplanes, so we need the industry experts on our team. We're most unusual in that a lot of law firms or accountancy firms would typically peg on this type of business to their mainstream business. But the reality is it is a specialty niche and it works very well for us.
I'd say the main problems we faced, the main challenges we faced in setting up our business was, on the one hand, we had to set up a whole administrative structure and an IT structure to support the business, and at the same time we had to operate as an established business, servicing clients and giving them the quality service they required. Our business effectively operates over broadband, internet, email. There was no broadband in Cavan when we started, but at the same time we had to be able to operate as if there was. We also had to get the systems in place, get IT consultants in and set up several computers interlinked and operating over a network.
There are a number of great things about running your own business. However, one of the areas that I find really gives me great satisfaction is that I can diversify into the types of areas that I find interesting. Especially I find security, the supply chain, anti-counterfeit goods, anti-piracy laws, they actually excite me, and I get the opportunity to deal with new issues every single day. Obviously, we have more flexibility with regard to time, and as a mother, that's really important to me.
The advice I'd give to anybody who's thinking of setting up their own enterprise is primarily to focus on preparation. It's critical that you focus on drafting a business plan, because it really means that you have to think about what the issues facing you are, where are your risks, where are your opportunities, and also you must consider the financial aspect in terms of not just the fees or the sales that you make, but where your cash flow is going to come from. So my advice to anybody setting up a business is to, first of all, really prepare, and secondly, know their market, know their customers.
I'd agree with Carol on that. Preparation is pivotal. There's no doubt that when you're actually researching, for instance, your premises, you should do that with an eye to growth. Look forward to the future and be ready to expand. Also, when you're setting up your infrastructure and your IT, again, important to ensure that you actually are able to grow into that infrastructure, because to not do so is going to be very costly in the future.
The future for Crannagh Co is to deepen the range of services available to our clients, particularly on the international scene. We're working very closely with a number of companies in the Far East and Asia in order to provide a seamless service where we can advise companies either importing from those markets or exporting out to those markets. We currently have a close association with company in New York and Washington, and again we provide a seamless service for imports from the US and exports to the US.
Also, we have always exceeded our business plan, and with the new one in place, we're hoping to actually double our turnover and indeed our staff. We also see Cavan as a hub, essentially a repository for intellectual property rights, and we're certainly pursuing this.